Hi, I'm Jennifer Schultz reporting for RecruitmentQueen.com TV. And our topic for today is how to build your job seeker brand on LinkedIn. If you haven't created a profile on LinkedIn yet and you're looking for a job, I would strongly encourage you to do that. Recruiters are on LinkedIn every day looking for candidates, and it might just be someone like you. So the first thing you want to do is certainly go to LinkedIn and start creating that free profile. So what you want to do is make sure that that profile is 100% complete. And the reason for that is because when a recruiter is looking for different candidates, the ones that have the most complete profiles are going to come up. LinkedIn walks you through the process by asking you to fill in certain areas like education and skills, past employers that you've worked for, any awards that you might have received, and so on. Some of the things that you really want to make sure when you're filling in your profile is that you're asking for some things like references. References from past employers or people that you've worked with who have some really great positive things to say about you. And the one thing that I want to really mention is that what you're going for is the all-star status on the LinkedIn profile. You'll see on the right-hand side of your LinkedIn profile, there's a little barometer there, and that barometer measures how complete your LinkedIn profile is. So to achieve that all-star status, you've got to make sure that you pretty much fill in everything that LinkedIn is asking for. And again, that's going to help you when recruiters are searching for you. So the next step in completing your profile is to make sure that you upload a very nice professional photo. And what I mean by that is you don't necessarily have to go out and have your profile professionally taken. You could actually have a friend do it for you or a spouse and take it in front of a blank wall or outside and smile. And also make sure that you're not wearing anything like ripped jeans, you're not taking your photo with your pet or your children, you haven't been on skydiving. Those are really great and fun photos, which are really meant for some other social media platforms. Recruiters, when they're on LinkedIn, are looking for that professional persona. So you really want to make sure that you put your best foot forward. So the next area that you're going to be filling out on your LinkedIn profile, it's very important, is going to be your headline title and your summary. And the headline title is going to be either your current position that you have, or if you're unemployed, what you're going to put there is some sort of title that's going to describe who you are as the recruiter is looking through your profile. So you want to stay away from putting "I'm unemployed" or "I'm looking for a job." What you can do is, let's say you're a sales manager, you can put "I'm an experienced sales manager open to a new opportunity." This way, the title of sales manager, when a recruiter is looking on LinkedIn, is going to come up in the LinkedIn search for them. If you put "I'm unemployed," chances are your profile is not going to come up when the recruiter is looking. So that's very important. And then the summary is going to be your 3 or 4 sentences describing who you are. And why that summary is so important is because recruiters tend to, scan very quickly through your profile, and you really want to capture their attention right at the beginning. So you want to have that summary that says, "Hey, I'm totally awesome. You want to hire me. Read through the rest of my profile." So you want to make it as exciting as you can, and again, describing yourself in those 3 or 4 sentences. So the next area would be to showcase your past experience, so what companies that you've worked for, and some of the highlights of some of the great things that you've done, at those companies. And, again, adding your education, any awards that you've received, any groups that you belong to. And when you're joining groups, you really want to make sure that you join groups that are relevant either to you, your experience, or the type of company that you're seeking out. What's great about the groups piece on LinkedIn is you're then able to go and network with people in your group and share some of your experiences that really show how much value that you can add to an employer, and that will also help you to stand out to recruiters who might be involved in those groups as well. And I would say that important thing is to make sure that when you're networking, that you network with people that you know. So starting with your family and friends, going through people you went to high school or college with, trade schools, you served in the military together, they're in your church group, you recently met them at a networking event. It's very important to build your network with people that you know. And then when recruiters are coming up to you as potentials that you could network with, to reach out to a recruiter, don't try and just kind of blindly connect with them on LinkedIn. What you want to do is actually, when you're sending the invitation, kind of explain why you want to connect with them. So basically, you're going to say something like, hey, I'm very interested in hearing more about your company culture. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. You know, they're going to know that you're looking for a job, but you're not just blindly saying, hey, I want to connect with you on LinkedIn, and there's not any reason why I want to do that. So that's very important. And again, as I said, ask for recommendations from people that you've worked with previously. As recruiters are going over your LinkedIn profile, it's an excellent feature to have these recommendations pop out to them as they're looking for candidates, and someone talking about, you know, how great you were to work with and how they couldn't wait to work with you again, or they were sad to see you go, or whatever it might be. So definitely make sure that you're asking for those recommendations. And then the next thing you want to do is, when your profile is 100% complete and you have reached your all-star status, is to share your profile on other social media platforms. And the reason for that is there could be someone who hasn't connected with you yet on LinkedIn, but they have a LinkedIn profile and you forgot that they even were on there, or you maybe didn't know they were on there, or you couldn't find them. So that's important. And then also, someone may say, hey, you know, I didn't really know that you had that experience. I might want to connect you with someone. So it's just important to continue networking even across other social media platforms. And then lastly, what I would say is to make sure that you keep your LinkedIn profile up to date. There's nothing worse than having a profile that you haven't updated in 2, 3, 4, or 5 years, and maybe a recruiter is passing you over because you haven't updated it with the current job you have, which has the relevant experience that they're looking for. So make sure that you really keep your profile up to date. So that is all of our tips for today, and we thank you for watching RecruitmentQueen.com TV.